Well, Duke basketball head coach Mike Krzyzewski is set to retire, but not before he's taken his Duke basketball team to his 13th Final Four, and they'll be playing this weekend against bitter Tobacco Road rivalry, the University of North Carolina, for the first time in the NCAA tournament. But of course, you might be saying to yourself, Mike Krzyzewski, the way I see it spelled on the screen, that doesn't match up with what I thought I would hear when it's pronounced, and so I figured I would go ahead and do a little research to answer that question for all of you. And why would I do that? Well, my name is Samuk Torgulkar, and I'm a nerd who has nothing better to do, so why not delve into Krzyzewski? And so Mike Krzyzewski is a Polish American, and so of course, his last name then is Polish. And so when you break it down, the RZ, the YZ in the Polish language and in names is where the sh comes from. And then in the part of his name where it is ZIEW, this is actually pronounced as Jiv. And that's where there's a bit of a difference in how we normally seem to pronounce Krzyzewski's last name, in that the sh and the jiv roll in together into the shiv. Now, the K, which is a big part of his name, has been silent. We say Krzyzewski, but the reality is in the Polish language, this doesn't appear to be something that would be silent and removed. The K would actually be part of the last name as it would be properly pronounced. So Mike Krzyzewski, the proper pronunciation as I've understood it, would be Krzyzewski. So the K is still present in there, and then a jiv that is far more prominent, so Krzyzewski. And again, what happens with immigration in America is weird. Back in the olden days, his family came here and they probably said, our last name is Krzyzewski. And then Americans said, I'm not going to do that. And so Krzyzewski happened. Or they came to this country and they were like, these Americans aren't going to know what's up. So they modified it to Krzyzewski. Who knows what the history is involved in it, but we all battle with that as immigrants in America. That's why I was Sumak Torgulkar for a great part of my life, and some people still call me Sumak, and so be it. This is what happens when you are the child of immigrants in America and you're dealing with, English and American pronunciations and whatnot. So the true proper pronunciation as I've understood it, if you are Polish, feel free to comment as well to note if my research is wrong, but it would be Mike Krzyzewski. And so, but over time it has become Krzyzewski. Now I remember when I was a kid, I watched a lot of public broadcasting, which could explain why I'm making this video. But I grew up in Cleveland, and so WVIZ was our local station, and they would have the WVIZ auction, which was a great way for them to generate money for public broadcasting. And one gentleman handling the auction was Myron, and I remember Myron had a big framed poster of the Duke coach, and he goes, this is a framed autographed poster for auction of Coach Mike Krzyzewski. And clearly we knew then that Myron did not watch sports at all. And also, why would he? He's doing an auction for a public broadcasting network. So totally fine of Myron. I always think back very lovingly towards Myron. I hope Myron watches this, but it's been 30 years. Myron is likely dead. Nevertheless, now you know everything you need to know about Mike Krzyzewski as he heads into retirement. I'm not a Duke fan, so I don't care. I like this Duke team, though. They are fun to watch. So I don't particularly care who wins this weekend. I suppose I am cheering for Villanova. Just because Coach Jay Wright, I really liked when he'd wear suits. He was a very snazzy dresser, so I'm down with that. And also, back in 83, the 84, the 8-seeded Villanova won the tournament, and my father picked them in his work NCAA tournament pool because he obviously had no idea what he was doing. And as I understand it, that is the best way to win NCAA tournament pools. I have no idea about college basketball, but that's become a great family story. My father won money off Villanova, so why not cheer for Villanova? And, cheer for Duke if you want to. And now you know more about Coach Mike Krzyzewski. Or, I guess, if you just want to pronounce it the way so many do, Coach K. Or Coach Sh.